Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Bob here, and today I'm coming at you from my vehicle. The reason being, we're going to be taking a look at a watch that just inspired me to get out and go for a little bit of a drive. We've taken a look at the brand before. The watch is from Marchand Watch Company. I had on the channel a while back the Debonair, which was their first watch. It was a quartz powered watch. Today we're lucky enough to have their first automatic timepiece, the Legacy, in to check out. So let's take it back inside and take a closer look at the watch. So before we get into the watch, just a little backstory on it. So they chose the name Legacy to honor the great-grandfather of the owner of Marchand, who was a watchmaker starting back in the 30s in Switzerland. The owner of Marchand has a background in racing, which is why their watches have this racing-inspired theme. And matching that theme is the strap the watch comes out on. Has some really nice contrasting stitching, really nice pairing for this watch. Now, although the case looks similar to the Debonair we saw a few months back, this one's a little smaller, comes in at 42 millimeters versus the 43 millimeters of the Debonair. The thickness is advertised as 10 millimeters on their site, although I'm getting around 12 millimeters. I think that's due to the fact that we have a double dome sapphire crystal here, adds a couple of millimeters to the case. The lug opening is 20 millimeters. We have a water resistance of 100 meters. The watch also has a signed screw-down crown helping with that water resistance. And the watch, by the way, is housing the Miyota 9015 automatic movement. The dial has 3 layers with the chaptering, this black portion with those retro-looking numerals, and then the lower part of the dial with the checkered flag pattern, which really gives it that racing look. At 6 o'clock, we have the date framed in stainless steel. I really like that instead of having the 06 chopped off, they just put a little bar, which I think just looks better than the alternative. The handset here is very unique with the skeletonized hour and minute hand. It's really nice to have that little pop of orange on the second hand as well as the perimeter of the inner dial. The watch has some really good lume, and I'm going to leave you with some shots of that at the end of the video. The case is fully polished other than the textured bezel, and on the side here we have Marchand Watch Company engraved. The case back is screwed down, and I like that they've continued with that checkered pattern around the display case back, where you can see that Miyota movement working away. It actually even has some decoration there, which is nice to see. We also have engraved the legacy of Ademir Marchand, who is the great-grandfather of Dan, the owner of the company. So, pretty neat watch. Let's take a look on wrist. Alright guys, so for a watch with a lugless design, sometimes these can sit a little tall on wrist. If you look here, it actually sits quite nicely on wrist. It is fairly slender, again, only coming in at 10 millimeters without the crystal. If anybody out there kind of likes the look of this watch, but maybe not so much the racing theme, they do have a version if you go on their site where the checkered flag, it's there, but it's blacked out kind of. You'll have to check the pictures, and it might be more up your alley. Overall, it's a well-built watch with a unique design for somebody looking for something a little different with a little bit of that retro flair. So that's it, just a quick one today. Let's take this back out to the car and wrap this one up. Alright guys, so before I let you go, one last thing. This watch is on a watch tour that was started by Aaron Dunlap over at the OFD channel. I'm going to leave a link to him as well as the other guys on the tour in the description below. Make sure you check them all out. Thanks so much for watching. Drive safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.